Hello, and welcome to the presentation for an introduction on doing business with General Services Administration, or GSA, and other federal agencies. I am Karen Beyer, the Customer Service Director for the San Antonio and South Texas area. Today, I will provide an introduction to GSA, how do small businesses fit within GSA, how do you start doing business with the federal government, and resources for your research. GSA, or General Services Administration, was established in 1949 by President Harry S. Truman. He did that to streamline the administrative work of the federal government. So we were the agency that was put in place to provide goods and services for the federal government. Within GSA, the Office of Small Business Utilization, or OSBU, are advocates and partners with small businesses just like yours. It's the OSBU's mission and common goal to help you. There are two reasons. One, it's good for the United States economy, and two, in many cases, it's the law. GSA complies with the legal requirement by making sure the maximum practicable percentage of our purchases go to small businesses. All small businesses are important, but specific attention is given to four socioeconomic categories: small disadvantaged businesses, or 8A, service-disabled veteran-owned small businesses, woman-owned small businesses, and historically underutilized businesses, or hub zone. If you're planning on doing business with the federal government, one of the first things you need to do is register your business on the System for Award Management, or SAM. And you can access that website at sam.gov. Within GSA, there are three sectors that handle the majority of procurement actions with the agency: Federal Acquisition Services, Public Building Services, and the Office of Administrative Services. For Federal Acquisition Services, otherwise known as FAS, we deliver a vast number of commercial goods and services at the best value to the federal government. Almost anything you can think of can be purchased through this division. FAS offers innovative solutions in the areas of goods and services, information technology, motor vehicle management, transportation, travel, and procurement and online acquisition tools. So these tools are the e-tools that are available to all federal agencies, and FAS is also responsible for the GSA schedules contracts that other federal agencies utilize. The Public Building Service, or PBS, provides real estate space, architecture, interior design, and construction for all federal buildings. PBS owns or leases over 8,600 assets, maintains an inventory of over 370 million square feet of workspace for roughly 1.1 million federal employees, and preserves over 500 historic properties across the country. In the end, small businesses provide building maintenance, security, landscaping, construction, architecture, and all services needed to keep these buildings running. The Office of Administrative Services, or OAS, provides the goods and services that the GSA organization uses internally. They are our internal contracting support. I want to share with you one of the most important web pages for small businesses, our Office of Small Business Utilization, or OSBU. The website for this particular site is at the top of this slide. On this page is a wealth of helpful information to include specific information to small businesses, small disadvantaged businesses, or 8A, woman-owned small businesses, service-disabled veteran-owned, and historically underutilized businesses, or hub zone. And those links are met at the middle of the page. You can also research our forecast of opportunities at this landing page, and I've circled that link in red. So we're going to go there now. On this page is a video that explains the forecast tool. as well as a link to the user guide. But we're just going to go straight into the Forecast of Contracting Opportunities tool, which again, I've put a red circle around. That link takes you to the forecast page. As you can see from the examples, there are types of awardees that may be set aside for small business, or they may be undetermined, or they may be set for a specific socioeconomic category. Those are found on the right side of the example. I've also included some filters, one that was within the state of Texas. It has an estimate of the second fiscal quarter, which would be over the next 60 to 90 days. And the estimated award is within FY21. Those filters are found on the left-hand side. As a result of that, I found that there are 12 results out of 7,000 that are opportunities for small businesses or just businesses alone. That's just within the state of Texas. So the other 7,000 is across the nation. You can download this report to an Excel spreadsheet, search the data as you would like. It gives you a great insight into what may be coming up in the near future. When we go back to the OSBU page, you can explore business models, research on how to get started, learn what the government is buying, discover the different types of contracting options available. There are GSA schedules, which is a grouping of indefinite delivery, indefinite quantity, or IDIQ contracts, government-wide acquisition contracts, which are for information technology solutions, and there are other indefinite delivery, indefinite quantity contracts, and those are specifically when the government just isn't sure exactly what quantity is what they will need. There are subcontracting opportunities, which can be a great way to test the water. Those are usually for small businesses. You don't have to be on the front line with all the risk. There are also particular small business set-asides. These are for specific types of businesses. So I encourage you to take time to explore the different possibilities that are available for you. There are various GSA contracts available as well. Some have continual openings, and others have a specific time frame in which to respond. A GWAC, or a government-wide acquisition contract, will have specific time frames for on-ramps. They will have close dates, and you will need to respond to that RFP, or request for proposal, before that close date. Some of the non-schedules-based contracts may fall within building design, construction, which may be part of GSA's public building service. Our schedule solution are requests that are continually open on beta.sam. Those are for commercial items or products and services. At the bottom of the OSBU page is a myriad of information. There are links to resources, government-wide initiatives, customer support, which includes a link to the customer service directors like me across the nation. There's vendor support, references, website information, and tools. But we're going to go back and look at the Vendor Support Center. And again, I've circled that in red. When you go to the Vendor Support Center, you'll see that there is a banner that scrolls across the top of the page. Here, you'll find useful information such as breaking news headlines, changes that are coming for the vendors to be aware of, updates and information. It's just a news banner, and it's got some great information on you. From the vendor support page, I suggest you start with the Vendor Toolbox, and I have put a yellow arrow next to that link. This is where anyone should start who may be interested in getting a GSA schedule. When we go to the home page for the Vendor Toolbox, at the top there are several different buttons that will open with additional information pages. It's a great resource, and I'm going to go through each one of those in the following slides. First, you have, I want a contract. Well, here you'll find what federal procurement is, what types of contracts there are, what are multiple award schedules, and other types of GSA contract vehicles, such as government-wide acquisition contracts. What is global supply? Federal Strategic Sourcing Initiative for blanket purchase agreements. It has automotive stuff and our One Acquisition Solution for Integrated Services, or OASIS. Under all things green, it includes information on how sustainable acquisitions apply to products and services. How does your company fit in with that? What are the products and services in the supply chain? What are the specific contract clauses that would be included for those particular green contracts? How can GSA help you with that? Marketing is an important part of your GSA contract. Many times I'm asked, can you market my schedule contract for me? That's not how the GSA schedule contract works. You are your best advocate. Go out there and let people know what you have, what you can do, and why you're good at what you do. There are some great information on this page that will help you do just that. Take advantage of what this page holds for you. Once you receive a GSA schedule contract, marketing does fall to the contractor. So one of the things you're going to want to look at is getting on GSA Advantage, which is our online purchasing tool. How do you do that? How do you check the status for that? Market research. Market research is by law required by every federal agency. So those individuals will go out and do maybe requests for information. They may talk to you. They may find what you have as far as advertisements. What are your exposure and biddings? Go out to GSA eBuy. Go out to GSA eLibrary. See what that is out there for you. These are some of the things that are available under this marketing tab. Under the administration page, you will find information on how to perform modifications. How do you stay in compliance with your GSA schedule contract? A contractor's reporting requirements, and the contract management of it. As previously mentioned, subcontracting is a great way to increase your exposure in the federal marketplace. And there is a separate link under the subcontracting for subcontractors that provides additional information for that. Under the education box, there is information for everyone. We have our general audience. There's links to our Office of Small Business Utilization, or OSBU, and there are newsletters that come out in a periodical time. These are things that you can look at and research for education. Now that we've gone through the links at the top of the page, we're back on the vendor support page. You'll find some factors that are helpful in ensuring your success. There is also GSA Multiple Award Schedule, or MAS, in figures. And I'd like to point out, with the first yellow arrow, that there are over 80% of the GSA MAS contracts do go to small businesses. It also highlights some of the challenges that they face. There are a few of the steps that you will need to use to determine whether a GSA schedule is right for you. The first one we begin with is research. Selecting the research button from the vendor support page will take you to the first step in the process, which is research. You'll want to first take the mandatory Pathway to Success training, and that's a critical step in your path. The second task in this research is the Readiness assessment. You'll do that prior to submitting a proposal. The third task is researching which NAICS, or North American Industry Classification System code, and how it fits within each special item number of the GSA schedule. Next in the vendor toolbox is analyze. The analyze process has 3 steps in it. Is there a market for your product? Is your price competitive within the market? What are the bid opportunities for your product, and are there forecasts? Based on the 3 tasks identified, first is assessing the market. This is the task you'll list the total number of contracts reporting sales. Which ones report no sales? What are the annual sales or the average report? What are the products and services? Is it growing? Is it shrinking? Task 2 is assess competition. You identify who your key competitors are on the schedule. You analyze their offerings. Sometimes you can work with a mentor who is a successful GSA multiple award schedule contractor. You analyze the pricing and you identify government customers. Number 3 is assess bid opportunities. You know that the most successful contractors do not use a one-size-fits-all approach. They tailor their offerings to meet agency needs. So in this task, you'll identify bid opportunities, you'll review government agencies' long-term procurement forecasts, like we did at the beginning of the presentation, and you'll figure out where you fit within that process. Once you've completed the 3 steps in the analyze process, the next step is to decide whether a GSA multiple award schedule contract will be to your benefit. Or maybe you should just pursue a subcontract. It's completely up to you. You need to see what the data shows you. When you select Readiness Assessment, it takes you to the Vendor Education Center. From here, you'll find educational seminars, specific training to your needs, and the different materials. In the middle of this page, you'll find the MAS roadmap. From there, it takes you to a guide preparing a schedule offer. This webpage is another stepping off point to actually begin putting together your GSA schedule contract proposal. From here, you can actually speak with the various acquisition centers, attend webinars, and follow this roadmap towards that GSA schedule. So what I want to encourage you to do is that you are by far your best cheerleader. You are the person who knows the determination and experience you have. Don't be shy about sharing that and pursuing the contract that is right for you. I encourage you to reach out to the Office of Small Business Utilization in Fort Worth. The director is Albert Garza. He specializes in assisting small businesses. He serves Texas, New Mexico, Oklahoma, and Louisiana. If you have any questions, please either call or email him. You can always reach out to me as well, and I am located here in San Antonio. So I want to thank you for your time and enjoy the rest of the expo.